Hey Matthew, hey Raz, can you guys hear me okay? It seems the stream is working again. What's up, 234? Alright, I think I got it worked out. Yeah, I tried streaming on Sunday, but OBS were updated and screwed everything up. How's the video feed? Does it look okay? Like, is the detail okay on everything? Because at one point I did get it to stream, but it was like 230 DPI or something. Alright. I want to... When I hit... I gotta turn the other camera on, make sure that's working. Just want to do a test. Let's get this powered up. A little bit of test before I start. Okay, how's that looking? Okay? Yeah, I also repositioned my camera on this side of the wall, so it's a little bit more stable now, and I won't hit it. So hopefully, even though I kind of cracked the ceiling, but just want to see some stuff. Yeah, so I hooked this wall, got a rod to hook it up to the ceiling. So now I can sort of. Wait a second. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. Just bear with me, just testing. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Alright. Good to know that works. Alright, good, all working out pretty well. So I had a chance to strip this down. So I got this worked out. So this will be 7 of 9. I gotta get some close-up pictures of her rib cage again, because I'm gonna start. What we'll do is start working out her rib cage, and then after that we'll start working on the neck and everything. We're gonna use this Jean Grey head, so we gotta rebuild the whole neck and stuff. Even though this head is wider, it's still kind of in scale. Pretty much lines up pretty well. This head's a little bit wider than this one, but it should work out. was going to cut this head off and use this neck piece, but I figured it'd be better just to rebuild the whole neck myself. And then I could just throw this head up on eBay because I don't need it. I just need to keep the head to kind of reposition stuff. And then for Lola, did some sanding. Hey, what's up, Terrell? So I ordered some resin because I need to make a generic base for her. So I figured let me go ahead and order a kit of resin because I got to do some other stuff. So when I get the resin, I can actually put her leg together and start working out like somewhat of a base. But this is the head. I was thinking of tilting the head. What do you guys think? Maybe have her looking in this direction with the basketball, or have her looking in this direction. I don't know. What do you guys think? Instead of looking straight on, I figured like looking at an angle. Just kind of toying with some ideas there. Harley, I sort of cleaned up a bit, not much, but a little bit here and there. So we're going to try to get her hair finished up fairly soon. Yeah, I'm kind of debating on which angle. I don't know. It's kind of tricky. Hey, what's up, Butterfly? Yeah, it was a fun weekend. A little bit stressful with streaming, but got it to work. Looks like it's working. Not getting any errors anymore. Saying my bit rate is too high. I gotta change my bit rate later. Oh well. Let's see if we can get at a better angle. Yeah, so I'm thinking if we turn her this way and she has the basketball in her hand, but then if we turn her this way, you don't really see the basketball. Hey, what's up, Raccoon? Hey, Jacob. Raccoon was, let's see. Weekend. Saturday was good. Sunday was a bitch. I wanted to stream, but OBS had, what it was is I loaded up OBS and it just, updated with crap. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't stream. Changed all my settings. Alright, so what do you guys think? If I work on this neck today, I gotta get the head in. So we either turn the head sort of like this, maybe? You know what, let's pull the camera down. Give a better example. Alright, so she's standing like this, and we put her head in, and we turn her to the left, right? So she would kind of have a looking this way, or maybe turn her head a little bit like that, or we turn her this way, and we have her head looking this way. I'm thinking of tilting the head some way. I might have to grind some of it out a bit, but what's up, Iceman? You figure if we she say she's got like the basketball in her hand, like so. I mean, that's just flopping in the head right there. What do you guys think of an angle like that? Or because if we tilt her this way, we don't really see the basketball. Kind of like the idea of her, kind of like that almost. Seems to just like fit in place. I think that kind of works. Stay, don't fall. I think what I'll do is, while we work on other stuff, mix up some Aves, put it in there, hit it with glue, and then maybe that'll toughen up a little bit to when I'm ready to work on the chest. Oof, almost lost it. The hair, we'll figure out the hair later. I'm not really worried about the hair too much. It's more like the head. How about like that? The reason why I want to tilt it is I just want to try something different. You know, a lot of heads that I do and a lot of these statues are all straight on or looking a little bit to the left or right. I really want to try to tilt it or do something a little bit more fun with this one. So I'm thinking, you know, she's got the basketball in her hand, sort of tilting her head. It's kind of... a little bit more extreme, so if you're looking at her, it's kind of like looking in this direction. This way, if you see her this way, it's kind of like... oh, I'm thinking... yeah, something more like this. If I do upwards, I gotta chop the head a little bit. What's up, Raphael? What I mean is I gotta chop the neck of it a little bit to kind of tilt her a little bit easier, because it's not letting me go back. But I mean, if she's looking up. No, I don't think up would work. If anything, it's more like looking down. But I think this is kind of the medium right there. It's kind of hard to see in the camera. I know in the camera maybe it's like looking off to you guys. But for me, looking straight on at the statue, this kind of works pretty good. got kind of like that angle where she's like, yeah, what do you want? I'll beat your ass type look. But if we go down, I would have to position the eyes looking upwards a little bit more. Looking down doesn't look good. Looking like that sort of works. Her left arm, which is right here, I've been working on it, it's just going to go down. Basically, it's just a Power Girl pose where she's just getting ready to play basketball, so that kind of angle looks like she's ready to kick ass. Yeah, I think we're going to go with that angle. Like I said, I can't get the camera down far enough to show you guys the perfect angle I'm looking at it, but I think this looks pretty good. So basically, to make life easier, you kind of throw little marks so you can kind of place that head back to where you want it. Normally I wouldn't want to attach the head or work on the head right away, but I'm going to, because to rebuild all this, it's kind of good to have the head on there. So what we'll do is we'll just mix up a little A's real quick, and then we'll start working on Harley's hair, and then go from there. Yeah, sorry about the delay with Harley. I really wanted to work on her Sunday on stream, but just couldn't get that stream to work for anything. I cleaned it up a little bit, the hair, I sanded it down, so we just got to kind of fill up the back of it. I think if we could fill up the back with it and do a little bit more extra strands here and there, it'd come together pretty well. So I don't want to mix up too much right away. Raz, if you're in chat, what I'll do is once I get the head kind of glued on here, I'll bring out the Scarlet Witch bust, go over it real quick. Raz is going to be printed out me the mask, because my friend in Canada's got a little bit of personal stuff going on right now, so since he's a little bit sidetracked, I asked Raz to print out my stuff real quick. As far as Vampy goes, I just stripped down the body for now. The idea is with her, I had to sort of sand down the chest area because of can't show that on YouTube. But we're going to be using the Jean Grey head, so I have to rebuild this whole neck as well too. But this head is in scale. So what we'll do is we'll start making out the line work on her chest. We'll build her whole rib cage first, and once the rib cage is done, then we'll start working on the outfit, get the neck done, and then we'll figure out the arms. But I stripped it all down. It was actually funny when I pulled off all the red outfit on her. It was so deteriorating and so old that it was like it stuck to like the whole body, and it was just like peeling off. So when I stripped down the paint, it all came off with the paint, but that red outfit was deteriorating like you wouldn't believe. The old cloth stuff, it's good, but since it was kind of like a plastic, it deteriorates on you. So it goes to hell You know, because it sort of like starts to melt. It gets weird, that old plastic PVC stuff, like the cloth stuff. Just turns out to go to crap. Whenever I paint a statue, if it's just a repaint, if I know it's a good quality paint, I just paint over it. But whenever I customize stuff, I like to take the paint off because what happens is if this has paint all over it and I start trying to create those lines, what happens is all that paint starts to deteriorate and mush up with the safety solvent, and it just becomes a glob of a mess. So if you take off all the paint and then you start working on just the basic resin, it's a little bit cleaner for a bit. And same thing with this statue. When you take off all the paint, it's easier to, you know, work on everything. But if I'm doing like a repaint, like if I say for the a sideshow statue, I'm just gonna repaint. I'm not doing customizing it. I'll just spray a clear primer and then paint over it. Next week I'll probably be doing a lot of painting on streams. I've been working on the Colossus kits, the Age of Apocalypse ones. So I'm working on 2 of them, so I'll end up probably doing a lot of painting soon on stream. I spent the past week priming and setting up all the chrome work. Alright, so normally what I would do is I would put a rod in there and I would put a rod down there. But I'm not really going to have to, because once I start building out the neck, there's going to be a lot of A's kind of going around all this. So I'm not really too worried about that. What we want to do though is get this ready. Get our glue ready. I gotta clean. I gotta do my spring cleaning too. Whole studio's a mess. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll shove a bunch of glue here. take her head. Got it lined up where we kind of want it. Wipe off the excess. Put this there, so. And then we get our Insta set. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll put this aside for now, let that glue kind of cure up for a bit. Work on this Harley hair, and then we can go plug around. For her, I'm not going to do the neck for yet. I gotta find some pictures, but we'll start trying to draw out her like rib cage. Kind of draw out the rib cage first. Go from there. Oh, I gotta pull out Harley real quick. Hold on. Not Harley. What's her name? Let's see. All right. Real quick. All right. Hey, how's it going, Eric? Alright, so I did a lot of work on her over the past week or so. I gotta be careful of the back, I don't break this piece here. Worked out her her little brooch that's gonna go here. It's an M, and this is gonna go string here. But Raz, so for the helmet or for the mask or whatever it is, the goal is not to make it too big, but not to make it too short. Even if you make it for me and I have to sort of like cut the middle of it and sort of bend it, you know, if I have to bend it, I will. So I don't mind if it's sort of, you know, it's kind of, you know, the mask I gave you is kind of a rough. For those who don't know, I drew it on a piece of paper and I sent the piece of paper to Raz. He's gonna print it out. I don't know. I was kind of, I don't know, Raz. I was thinking of toying with the idea. I don't want to go crazy printing stuff out like crazy. Are you able to cut in your program? Can you cut stuff, or you're not able to cut anything? I don't know. One idea is when I was talking to Meta John, what we were thinking of doing is the mask, cut the mask off, and then have one side, you know, maybe, you know, like just cut the mask in half and just print one side and then print the other, and then from there I sort of bend it, and then I seam up the center of it myself. But maybe what we should do is just see if you can print out the mask and the sort of match the size I gave you. And then from that piece of paper, feel if you think you need to make a smaller one, or if you need to make a larger one and then send me two, and then from there I'll see which one works the best. Because I'm not sure yet. I still have to make her eyebrows. I still got to kind of sculpt her eyebrows on here. And the mask doesn't really come this low now that I think of it. I think her masks are usually a little higher. I think because we're going off that one outfit, which was it, this one here. So I think her I think it kind of comes up a little bit more. Yeah, I have to get the eyebrows on first, but yeah, I'm thinking, you know what? Just print the mask, see if you can match it to the piece of paper, and then from there, send me a picture on the piece of paper, kind of wrapped around the mask. And if we think we need to go smaller or larger, we'll do it. And what we'll do is you'll send those two out to me, and we'll go from there and see how it works. Worst case scenario, if I have to cut the center of it myself and then sort of bend it, I will. But if you use that, whatchamacallit, the frozen stuff, I think that'll work out pretty well because it's durable enough. Hey Brenton, how's it going? But I think that'll work out better. Maybe we'll just do it that. Because I don't want you to print something out, send it, print something out, send it. It's kind of better to have two at the same size, you know? And then if there is one that's a little bit bigger, I'll just kind of hold on to it or do something with it. Alright, yeah, I sent it in an envelope, so it'll probably get there next week. Because what might have to happen too is, like, depending on how the mask kind of wraps around her head, I might have to Dremel out some of this up here, too. Or I might even have to hit it with, like, a heat gun, too, and I might have to sort of heat gun it around. I don't know, it's going to be kind of tricky. But it's really not that big of an item, like, when you think of it, you know. It's, like, I might have to cut up a lot of this hair up here, too. And I guess the next thing I have to figure out, too, is once the mask is in my hand and it works, I have to sculpt the hair. I was thinking of making it removable, but I think I'm just going to attach the mask on there and sculpt the hair and lock it into place. I might even have to do some, like, seaming around here around the mask. It all depends. But, yeah, see if you can print it out to that piece of paper, and then from there, we're going to try either go another one larger or smaller. And in worst case scenario, if I have to print out another one, we'll do another one. But I think going off that paper should work pretty well. But yeah, other than that, pretty much did a lot of the outfit. Diddled the runes on her. So I don't know how you guys can see it. Just gotta do some more sanding, clean up some hair back here. And then once we get that piece, it should work out pretty well. But yeah, I gotta do the eyebrows. I keep forgetting to do those. I'll have to do it this week sometime. Alright, now as far as Harley goes, front of the hair is looking good. I'm happy with it. Just the back of the hair is messy. So I think what we'll do is we'll do this section first. See if we can get a nice flow going. If we fill this up. going fine, Iceman. Just plugging away on the hair, trying to get it all finished up. So what are you doing with the shop? Just building a basic studio for everything you need in there? Pool table? Never gonna get any work done. Oh, shot rec room. Yeah, arcade cabinet's okay. That's allowable. Yeah, just make sure you get a good booth though if you're gonna build a rec room and a workshop. You don't want that dust going all over your stuff. Not that you would be painting a hell of a lot, but still. Which glaze company are you using? Yeah, I don't know if you guys have a hobby town near you. The hobby town near me, they have a sale going on. Buy four Vallejo Mecha colors. Buy three, get the fourth one free. So I was there this week. Yeah, they didn't have a lot of the colors I wanted, but I picked up some metallics. Seems whoever was doing shopping there snagged all the good colors. You know, the basic reds, blues, and stuff. It was all just kind of like yellows and some metallics left. I had to go do a special order for some Spaztec paints because I'm working on that Age of Apocalypse Colossus kit. Well, 2 of them. So I had to buy a bunch of the chrome and stuff. Alright, let's see if we can try the other side a bit. Even this out. I don't know if I'll be able to. I might hit this, but we'll try. And after this, all we gotta do is the bangs, and then that's clean her all up. Yeah, my friend told me the 12K came out. I knew it was. That's why I was like, why buy a printer yet? You know, the technology is progressing so fast on those. By the time I get one, it'll be obsolete. Like, you know, a couple months later. So. I mean, if you're into it, you're into it. But for me, don't want to get it until it's like ready there, you know. I mean, you got guys like Raz in chat that can print it out, you know. Don't need to do it just yet. Yeah, if one comes out with no supports and stuff, you know, that'll be, I'm pretty sure they're going to figure out something sooner or later to really change up these 3D printers. Yeah, the technology is moving really fast on them, which is good and bad. I mean, it's good, it's moving fast, bad for when you pick one up and then all of a sudden it's obsolete, so that's the only downside to it. Hey Ming, how's it going? Maybe they'll get to the point with printers where, you know, like a head like this will take like 20 seconds and still print amazing. Then I'll buy it. But by that time, AI and everything else is going to take over everything, so it won't even matter. I don't mind the printers being outdated, but the problem is, right as of right now, they're still in their infancy, so I'd rather them be a little bit more, you know, you have a couple of different varieties of them, the resin's really good, it's kind of a little bit more stable than what it is now. I mean, I know they're good now, but I mean, if you really think at history and printers and stuff like that, it takes a little bit longer for this stuff to be out for a while, where you really can't, you know, upgrade the technology too much more. It's kind of like at a standpoint. And I'll take the plunge. funny, even on YouTube now, there's commercials like crazy about companies that 3D print stuff, so... Oh, before you know it, 3D printers are gonna put a lot of businesses a lot of companies out of business. Well, they can 3D, well, not 3D print, but you saw those gel. What it is they scan an item, like they scan an item like this, and then they print it on gel, and then they dip the item into the gel. And when it comes back out, all the paint and stuff is on the item. They do it for like a lot of bike helmets and car parts and stuff. Hey, what's up, JC? So there's a lot of that stuff now. Yeah, check it out. I forget what it's called, but it was really cool. They took they took a bike helmet, motorcycle helmet, and what it is, it's a big vat of gel, and they print out like all this stuff on the gel, and then they dip the item into it, and then when it comes back out, all the paint is on the item. And they've done it for a couple of like other products. It's kind of not quite there for like a statue like this, but it's kind of getting there. Like hydro dipping, yeah, I guess that might be what it's called. I'm hanging in there, JC. Just taking one day at a time. Plugging away. Watching the world go to shit. Normal, everyday stuff in this country. Yeah, I had to find a new doctor last summer. The lady I was going to was she was kind of wacky. Every time I had a sinus infection, she didn't want to give me a antibiotic. So, and then when I called the office one time, the lady on the phone said I had the coof, and I was like, I don't have the coof. I have a sinus infection. She's like, nope, you have COVID. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? It's just a phone call. So I had to find a new doctor because calling an office and they're telling you over the phone what you have before they see you, it's kind of a red flag in my book. Yeah, I get sinus infections every year. I have a deviated septum, and ever since I had strep throat in college, I get them, like around this time of the year with the damn pollen. But it was like last year, it was kind of like the same time. I called up the doctors. I was like, guys, yeah, I got a sinus infection. I need to come in and get antibiotics. And it was a receptionist. She's like, you have the coof. I'm like, no, I don't have a coof. I have a sinus infection. I got my sinuses are dried up. I'm bleeding. I don't have, I don't have a temperature or anything. She's like, nope, nope, nope. You have the coof. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? She's like, you can't come into the office. I was like, what the hell? I was like, all right, I'm done with this office. I was like, this has got to go. You know, it's one thing for a doctor to tell you have it if you see them, but it's another thing for a receptionist over the phone to tell you you have it. That's all over anyway, right now, right? Didn't they say that's all done with? Yeah, my ESG score is kind of low. I'm gonna have to work on that. Pretty soon, everybody's gonna have an ESG score on their credit cards. If you don't have a good ESG score, your credit card will be denied. Yeah, look it up, JC. It's kind of a riot. I don't know. It's too political, so we can't do it on here. I'll get kicked off YouTube. Can't say the wrong thing on YouTube. Yeah, the man is watching. Man is keeping me down. Yeah, I gotta try Rumble again because I've been having too many issues trying to get onto YouTube with this damn update, so maybe Rumble might work a little bit better. It's funny you mentioned the 80s, 90s. I've been watching a lot of stuff on Instagram. Uh, One video was a guy was asking how come nobody gives Generation Z, Generation X shit, and a lady came out and pretty much explained Generation X to her. And then another guy was like, you guys talk about drinking from the hoses as a kid, but what about sinks? And the guy was like, yeah, we weren't allowed in houses. You had to stay outside and play all day. Oh, well, as a kid going out, my parents never knew where the hell we were. They were just like, get the hell out of the house. So we were in the woods building stupid shit. Falling out of trees. You know. Dumb stuff. I have a couple good scars on my knee and legs from when I was a kid. There's one on my knee. I got another one on my leg. Where's the other one? Oh, I still got the mark from when I was a kid. Jabbed the pencil right here in my hand. Went almost down to the bone. Still a mark there. I always thought that that was a piece of lead stuck in there. Who the hell knows? There probably still is a piece of lead stuck in there. A little nice little black mark from a pencil. Should have went to the beach, JC. I had poison ivy one time when I was cutting landscaping. So bad. Me and my cousin went down to the beach in the cold because it wasn't. We were doing fall work. And we got poison ivy, and we jumped in the ocean. That shit killed it in like 20 minutes. Salt water kills it real fast. Ah, okay. I got you. Yeah, my mother slapped me not for getting hurt, but for getting my clothes dirty. She didn't care I got hurt. It was more or less that I got my clothes all messed up. You get hurt all you want, but if you got dirty, that was a no-no. That sounds like fun, Butterfly. We used to have acorn fights. I don't know if you guys ever had them, but lunchtime in school we used to go out to the playground. Everybody would grab a pile of acorns, and we would just whale each other. Go back to class having like welts on your arms and stuff. The good old days where no one really gave a shit. Alright, there's going to be a little bit of touch-ups here and there on the hair, but I think we got the basic shape done. Got the basic shape going. Alright, so I'll probably have to fill up little spots here and here, maybe like a little bit like over in here. Clean up a little bit spots here and there. Yeah, maybe just fill it in like around here a bit. Kind of just give it a little bit more volume on that side. Other than that, I like it. Let me wash my brushes out. Alright, so with this age, it's getting a little bit tougher. So for one of my other power girls, I'm utilizing this base for her. So what I did is I put a rod in there. So she's going to be like hovering, but I'm going to put like a little bit cloud marks around here, like she just got done stomping and she's floating above it. So I was glad I kept this base. So I gotta sort of support this here. I ordered resin because this is actually hollow. But with this piece going down in there, I'm gonna pour some resin in there and kind of lift it on its side to sort of lock the bottom part in place. Saw some stuff on the CG Trader site where there was it looks like almost like anime clouds, sorta. That's the idea, sort of like it's like she just got done and there's just a little bit of cloudiness kind of dusting away from it. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do. So this is as far as I'm gonna go with this support for right now until I can get some of those printed out. But it's just good to have extra stuff to support, use some of this resin. Alright, so while that is kind of curing up a bit, we can work on her lines. find my pictures of her. Where did I put those? Alright, got a good picture of her. Alright, I think that's a little bit better with exposure. At least it looks better on my camera. Alright, so she's got, let's see, there's 3, 1, 2, 3 at the bottom and then 3 up top. So, let's see. Thinking there's one line going here, and there's one line like here, and the next one is here, and then the top one is like right up here, and then this one's a little bit here, and then like here. So this one kind of they sort of come closer up as they come down. Down to more of them. And this one sort of comes down right about here. Yeah, JC used to do that too. My godfather used to do that on the highway. this one comes down. So forget how the back goes. I don't have any pictures of her back. I did work on that statue, but we'll kind of think it goes down like this. Yeah, with this is going to be a little bit of an issue with this. I'm going to have to fill this area in. It's too deep to sort of make those lines. This also would have been easier to draw on if it was primed. I didn't want to prime it up just yet. I think it goes up her back a little bit more. Iceman, what's that? What are those products? Oh, 3D printers, gotcha. Yeah, the resin you sent me for the ears it wasn't bad. It's just that kind of clear, adding a piece of clear onto it was a little bit confusing. If it was a solid color, it might have been easier. It's just that being clear is a little bit tricky because it just sort of kind of hits the light in different directions. No, it's fine. They worked. It's just that I just so far of all the resins I've been sent so far, I like the Frozen 4K the best. Just for what I do. Plus, I like how it's strong and you can kind of handle it. I mean, I haven't tested everything yet, but so far that's kind of my favorite. I don't know. I think you might like it, Raz. One of the other things too, I think I don't. Did you get the aqua color, or did you just get like regular color? Because um, I feel like the aqua color, like if you hit it with the UV light, the dye on that like aqua might kind of let the light go through the resin a little bit better than being like gray. I don't know if that makes any sense, but maybe the dye kind of helps go through. I don't know. But like I said, I like it because it was durable. You know, being able to chop it with the Dremel tool, sanding, priming. It felt like almost like, you know, not like polystone, but like smooth on resin. I liked it. And also now I can tell like frozen resin compared to other resin because it's got a very specific smell to it as well. So like when I went to see my college buddy in PA, he had like a GI Joe head printed that he bought from somebody on like one of those GI Joe forums. And when I smelled the resin, I could tell it was the frozen because it smelled just like the stuff my friend did. So Yeah, see, personally for me, I like to have a good. If I know the resin works well with my primer, if it works well with Aves, and it also works well with chopping and sanding and gluing, I like it because I what it is oh, excuse me, that other resin I had when I was working on a Cyclops kit. When you hit it with the Dremel tool, it actually starts getting hot and it becomes malleable. Like starts to warp on me with the Dremel. But with the Frozen, when I hit it with the Dremel, it doesn't like melt. It kind of like stays like smooth on resin. So that's what I like about it too. Because I like it that I'm able to work with it. You know, I know I can Dremel it. I know I can saw it. I can do this. I can do that. And I don't have to worry about it warping on me. Because I remember when 3D resins first came out, or like early on, I remember going to the Jersey Fest show and somebody showed me a print that they did, a test print. And when I put it in my hand, I was like, oh my god, it's like fragile as all hell. He's like, oh, you can crush it in your hand. Go ahead, it's just a test piece. And I literally crushed it in my hand. I mean, it was fairly printed thin, but the resin was so cheap. I was like, there's no way I'm buying a resin printer and, you know, all of a sudden the item crushing on me. If I ever come across that resin or someone uses it, Iceman, I'll check it out. But so far, I like the Frozen stuff. Alright, I think that's a good start for the line. Now, the only problem, though, is her chest. Uh, I could leave the chest opened, and then when I do the outfit, sort of kind of bring it in just a little bit. Maybe that's what I'll do. Looking at her outfit, though, yeah, it sort of does sink in a little bit. Not much. Okay, we'll leave it. I think it'll work. Yeah, we'll let it sink in because there's a line on her outfit. There's a line that goes down here on her outfit, and then there's a line that goes underneath the piece. Yeah, so we'll leave it sunk in just a little bit, not much, just a little. So the idea would be, what I'll do is, I gotta think about this week. I might have to fill this in a little bit. And I definitely have to fill in the back. Maybe we'll fill in the back once I mix up some Aves. What I'll do is we'll sit here and I'll roll out a really thin piece of resin. Try to get it really thin and small. And then what I'll do is I'll build a line up here first. And then I'll build another line down here. And we'll kind of build it slowly each week. And then once I get my line on there, I can sort of putty it to like come down a bit to sort of kind of create that outfit. Which picture do I have in screen? Yeah, let's change that up a bit. Let's put another one in. The one I'm looking at is this one. Let me 792. Sort of looking at that picture right there. See how her like you don't really see this cut on her this much, this cut in here. That's sort of like inside the stomach area. And then over her belly button is this line here. But I think that works pretty well. I think that looks decent. I want to try to make sure that we keep the hourglass as best as possible. I don't want to make this too thick. So I'm going to try to make it really thin and sort of blend it. I just realized I'll have to get the symbol too printed out for there. I don't think I know what the board queen. I have an idea what the board queen looks like. Don't they have like a lot of metal tubes and stuff out of them? Yeah, Raz, down the line I'll need something printed. For right now, I just kind of want to get all the main parts done first. But when I do the symbol, I'm gonna have to get the chair printed out too. I got a lot of planning on it, but for right now, I just want to. These lines are gonna be a little bit tedious, here and there and stuff. So Caster with the 5, appreciate it, man. Thanks for the donation. Yeah, anytime, man. Hopefully the putty worked out for you if you got your solvent. If you didn't get it yet, I'm sure you'll like it when you do. Like I said, if Aves ever goes out of business or disappears, I don't know what the hell I'll do. I love their stuff. Oh, so before I mix up some Aves, I want to show you guys some stuff. So the representative of oh, cool. At least you got to find something that works. Like you say, if you get used to Aves and you like the safety solvent, try to your best to sort of like stock up on it. It'll last a long time, and it's really great. So I have this this representative from Reynolds. So if you guys ever are PA area or ever looking at products, he calls every once a few months because he travels. And he said Smooth On has this new product now. It's called Maker Pro Paint. So this paint like supposedly bonds to like anything. Like you don't even have to prime up an item. This stuff supposedly bonds to it, and supposedly once you put it on an item, it doesn't really like scratch. So he said that like here, if you paint it on with a brush with these other companies, you see the marks, but their stuff actually smooths out on its own. So he had a sample on a piece of paper or a board, and he says try to scratch it. And I tried to scratch it with my fingernail, and I couldn't scratch the paint. But the other brand I could scratch up. So I'm thinking that this paint might be good for, like, you know, if you want to paint like a bottom of a base black. So I'm gonna try to grab this product this summer when I get a chance and see how this stuff does. They only have these colors so far, but he says you could push them through the airbrush. They're good for, you can bend them. And supposedly it's good for like outside stuff. So if you wanted to paint something and have it sit outside. So this is some new stuff that they got. So I'm going to actually pick up a bottle of black and do a test on it. I don't know, it might have like a mixture of like resin in it or something. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Like if you could sit there and paint the bottom of a base with just a brush and it smooths out on its own, that might save me a lot of trouble, because I like a lot of my bases to be just like black, but the problem is a lot of paints kind of scuff up. So, but this stuff actually might be pretty good too, because I have to on top of my cases that I'm putting together, the one piece of top needs to be painted black. So maybe I'll get one of these and try and paint it and see how it works. So maybe that's what I'll do. I gotta look into it a little bit more. But yeah, if you guys ever need to use, if you ever want to order Smooth On products, go to Reynolds instead. That's kind of like their distributor or whatever. And if you call them direct and you order, you get like a better shipping discount than trying to order online. But there's so much stuff, like if you guys are into any of this type of stuff. There's molds, resins, putties, clays, UV dyes. It's endless. It's expensive, but it's endless. The amount of stuff that they got. Here they give you the list of everything of, like, you know, times, minutes, pressure, if it's durable. That's what you guys need who are doing 3D printers. Get one of these suckers. Fill in your items. Yeah, I guess they even got like UV dyes, and you could stuff for like Halloween and stuff too. They got everything, man. Supposedly, Smooth On is probably one of the biggest companies out there that like Hollywood buys their products from, for like clays and putties and casting materials. They do like everything. So yeah, so this guy every couple months sort of stops by with stuff. This is what I want to do. I want to build a kitchen table. You know, like this is actually not a bad idea. Where is it? They have those you know those tables you build that, you know, they do like the lava, like this stuff here, you know, like these type of tables. I've also seen people now, they put like they build like a table and they put like a Matchbox cars and they pour in the epoxy cast into it, so you have a table and there's all the Matchbox cars in the table. The only problem though, the downside with this, is I don't have the correct sanding materials to sand it down and buff it and make it look pretty. That's the only problem I don't have. But yeah, you could do it with this stuff too. Like you can like clear, you could put computer parts in the table and make a table. That's the one thing I want to do, but I just don't have the you know, you got to build a case, you got to put in your wood and all that shit. But yeah, lots of stuff. So if you guys are ever just looking into a lot of materials and stuff that I'm looking to do and stuff, go to Reynolds. They got everything. How-to videos. It's endless supply of stuff to come up with. But I'm gonna try out these paints when I get a chance. Alright, so what I'm thinking is mix up a little Aves to work on Lola. Kind of start building out her neck and chest. And then what I'll do is I'll just fill in this back part a little bit. I'm sorry, what did you say, Jacob? Lines in her body are kind of a box that... Yeah, it sort of is a little box, but it's easier to build a line and a line and a line and then sort of fill it in. I have the idea, but I don't want to build it out too much where I kind of kill her whole hourglass. I want to keep that hourglass as much as I can. So, but because she's got these wide hips here, this will work out pretty well. Alright, gotta find my pictures for the necks. Make sure I got a good picture for building this up. Where'd they go? There we go. Pictures I'm not allowed to show on the stream. Can't get in trouble. So we decided we're gonna do the under boob, right? Alright, so I'm thinking I don't think I can build it all in one shot. But maybe I could come close. Maybe have to build out the boobs later, but to work on the neck and sort of the top part, just this top part first, because I want to make the head attached. Yeah, so we'll have to do that. Yeah, if I get flagged, I'll have to say that YouTube is shaming the body. So if you say shaming the body, then maybe they won't flag me. Yeah, sadly, Raz, my channel is not it's not safe. I don't get a pass. So Castar, if you're still in chat, so if you notice what I'm doing is I have my epoxy sculpt, and then I mix a little bit of fix-it sculpt into it, a little bit here and there, so it turns it into a pink. But it kind of gives it a little bit of a tougher sculpt to it, but without making it too tough. Whose organs, Iceman? 7 of 9? I think that's her rib cage. That's what the guy told me when I did that other one. Oh, yeah, everyone complains about everything now. Oh, so Jacob, so when she had her longer hair and stuff, they got rid of those ribs. I don't know. I was told that those were her ribs, so we're going for this look on her. So we're going for the first look, I guess. Alright, so we'll start working out the neck, sort of upper shoulders best as we can, and then we'll worry about the under boob stuff later. Okay, yeah, I don't know much about 709. I'm not really a Star Trek person. I just remember the outfit was everywhere back in the day. Gloves? What kind of gloves are you using? These gloves don't stick at all, really. These are nitrils. And then also I have latex. But I get these you get them at like hardware stores, and also whatchamacallit, like Home Depots and stuff. Because if you get stuff that's made for like hospitals, they don't have the powder in it. So the powder, the light powder. I mean, this stuff sort of sticks to it, but I was also using the safety solvent while I was mixing. So the safety solvent helps from not sticking too much. Yeah, that's kind of how it always was, Jacob. So that's kind of what we're doing now. But if she was brought in for a sex symbol, she's still doing it to this day, right? Wasn't she in the latest TV show? Yeah, Jerry Ryan, I know most. I didn't watch Star Trek, but I remember hearing it. But I used to watch that TV show Leverage, and for like 2 seasons, she was brought in there. Um, she looked really good in the show Leverage. That's all I really remember her from. But that was a few years back. Ah, crap, let's put her on here. Oh, so that's kind of the background on her? Yeah, like I said, I never really watched Star Trek. I think the only... Oh no, I never really watched Star Trek. Yeah, now that I think of it. I mean, I saw the old movies back in the day as a kid, but I think that's as far as I went with the Star Trek stuff. Never was into Star Trek or Star Wars, really. Saw them once, and that was kind of it. I was a comic book person mostly. That's all I really cared about. Well, when was the Star Trek stuff out? I mean, I was in the art school around 95 to 98. I don't know if that was... But then again, in art school, I didn't have cable. All I ever got to watch was Seinfeld, no, X-Files and MASH. That's all I could ever get on my antenna. You know it's bad when you can only watch MASH. Alright, so we're going to build out our neck. So basically, the way we do it is we sort of draw it in. So we get our pictures up. Just get our picture over here. That's not that. Look at this picture. Okay. Alright, so as far as the neck, we start drawing in. Make sure we're kind of showing you what's going on. So, kind of start with the line here. We got the little line here. You might have to throw some more eaves in there and stuff, but and then sort of kind of a little collarbone. The collarbone kind of over here. And then there's usually a little divot. I mean, you know, I had my X-Files. I don't know. I probably caught up on some of them when you know, after you get home from art school and start watching the reruns, but I'll tell you one thing though, I had a lot of fun in art school and college and stuff, so can't say I really missed anything. Some of the best years of my life. Lots and lots of fun back then. So there's really, you don't do an Adam's apple for females because Adam's apple doesn't show, but they do have neck parts. So I might have to build this up a little bit afterwards, but if we can just get the basic shape, it'll look pretty good. So usually this part comes down a little bit more and sort of digs into there. It's kind of like drawing and sculpting. And then usually there's a little part up here. Kind of bring it to the back. It's a little bit messy back there, but it'll be easier to sand the back of the neck than the front of it. her pictures. Hey, I watched Warehouse 13. I love that series. Sorry, I'm in the zone working on this, but Warehouse 13 was awesome. I wish Warehouse 13 kept going. Fun show. TV show, Warehouse 13. It's kind of like, it's almost like a warehouse with like X-Files theme mixed into it. A lot of old, stuff that had powers and enchantments and stuff, and it's a really good show. Yep, yeah, basically think of Indiana Jones, except you have it's all about the caretakers taking care of everything. It was a good show. You don't get stuff like that anymore. It was just entertaining. It was, it's almost like a mix of Charmed with X-Files and Indiana Jones type stuff. They had a good chemistry with all the characters. You don't usually get that much anymore, Usually you get just some actor thrown in there and they don't like mesh together too well. Yeah, Warehouse 13 had a great cast. They worked together. That show Leverage had a great cast. They worked together really great. What other show did I watch? Stuff like that. Just, you know what it is? It seemed like they actually went out of their way to find actors and actresses that actually work together. Not just throw a bunch of famous people in there and figure all people are stupid, they'll watch it. That's kind of like a lot of shows I've watched over the past couple years. I don't even remember them anymore. No, Warehouse 13 was good. The last season was kind of but I guess they ran their course and they figured they had to shut it down and sort of end the series. But if you like a lot of history and you like a lot of like sometimes they did do some history stuff, into it, which was good. No, Raccoon, I think you would like Warehouse 13. It was really good. Started off a little bit slow, like the first, second episode, if I remember. But as the season goes on, it really gets a lot better. It was entertaining, you know. It wasn't nothing's forced on you. It was just fun, entertaining show. The only Stargate I saw was Stargate Universe. That's the only in the movie. Stargate the movie and Stargate Universe. That's the only Stargates I ever saw. I liked Universe. That was pretty cool. I used to watch the old Buffy back in the day. Not a lot of it, a few episodes here and there. That is possible it was set. I never saw Eureka, so I don't know if it was set in the same one. I think I was watching Warehouse 13 and also that show Psych. I think weren't they around the same exact time, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, if you guys like the A-Team, you would love Leverage. You guys are talking about all the old shows. How come no one's mentioned MacGyver? Hey, come on, man. We were a generation that learned how to build bombs by a kid show. Oh, I should have said that on YouTube. YouTube police are gonna get me. Yeah, I mean, MacGyver was the show, man. Oh, everybody watched that back in the day. Yeah, wasn't really back then was they've never really ended anything. I guess they always thought that they would bring the show back. That was a different time. Then again, I guess they just pulled the plug and no one got to really finish the show, you know? Hey man, yeah, like the other guy said, it's the Power Girl, but it's a custom head that I did a while back. Redid the whole stomach area, toned down a lot of the waist. So we're turning her into Lola Bunny. Not the furry version, just the regular version. Yeah, I guess it was the furry version was the first one, but but I've seen a lot of people draw artwork of just a regular, you know, like cosplay girls and stuff. So that's what we're doing with this one. I'm pretty happy with that. Just see, yeah. So this is kind of up, that's kind of, yeah. So what do you guys think? Once I prime it and sand it down a bit, it won't be as cut on the neck here at least. I don't want it to come out too much, but going through some of the artwork I got on my screen, it's kind of there. Now, so the way it's going is, yeah, so maybe what we need to do is just pull it down just a little bit. I think that's just a little too high at the moment. checking some more artwork stuff. Do is put her up here and sort of step back a bit. Make sure she doesn't fall. Just get this work. You know what? Let's get some tape. Where is my... You stay there. She's leaning back a little bit right now, but I think it looks pretty decent. I think once I sand it down a little bit, I don't really build too many necks and shoulders like this, but I kind of like it. Maybe when I prime it, I might see if there's anything wrong with it. I could always go back and sort of fix it. So one artwork I'm looking at, her shoulder blades kind of move up like that. least once she cures up, this'll bond that neck pretty damn well. That's a good thing. Still seems a little off. Yeah, it's looking a little bit better. It's a little too high up over here. I think I need to build up this part. Just yeah, it's just a little bit off here. And it's getting there, little by little. Yeah, that evens that out a little bit more now. So this was a little too high, and this didn't have enough muscle back there. I might need to add some more, but like I said, I think I'm getting to the point where I gotta prime it and then see what's going on. Yeah, I'm liking that a little bit better now. It's not so lopsided. Yeah, so now when I stand her up, she looks a little bit better. Yep. Yeah, I like that more. Like I said, I gotta sand it down a bit because I think it's a little too muscular. But I think if I sand it down a little bit and then we add the chest, it'll look better. So what it is her traps, sort of, this trap over here was down too low and this collarbone was sticking up too high. So I brought this down a bit and then I brought that trap up a little bit more. So now looking a little bit better when she's standing up. It's not so lopsided. But what I might need to do is I still might need to kind of take this down a bit. I gotta definitely Dremel a little bit in here because usually there's a little bit of a divot like right here. So I gotta Dremel that out a bit. Yeah, it's evening out a little bit. What I'm doing right now is I gotta bring it into some like sunlight. Yeah, it's looking better. Yeah, I got it like arm's length away from me right now. Just kind of checking it out in different lighting. Yeah, I think that looks good. Like I said, if I need to tweak any areas, we can do some Dremel work, some puttying, take out some of this stuff. Let me go into sunlight real quick. Alright, yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's see from this point of view. So I think from this point of view, if we look down, I need to bring some of this. Okay. I think that's it's good enough for now. Alright, so what I'm going to try to do, I always say try, but I got a lot of painting this week. If I do any sculpt work or anything, I'm going to try to add a couple extra strands, get this hair banging out, get it done. And then I definitely need to get into the bathroom and do a wet sanding on this. I really need to, because I've been looking at it with my magnifying glasses this week. And I got a lot of scratches I need to get out of her, so I got to really clean this up. Once I get it all cleaned up, and it's looking really good and it's almost ready for paint. We'll add the zipper. We'll kind of go over it one more time. But I think she's almost, and then we'll work on the bangs next week. Other than that, I'm not really seeing much else to do. Other than, I guess we also have to, we talked about the handcuffs. I gotta go get those parts for the, whatchamacallit? Gotta get the parts for the staff as well. So, gloves are looking good. We're just going with simple gloves. So, yeah, I gotta do this glove here. So I gotta kind of see if I could clean up this glove a little bit. Go from there. Sand those down, clean that up a bit. I think that'll look good. But yeah, I gotta. There's a lot of scratching. It doesn't look like it in the video, but if you get in there with the magnifying glasses, there's a lot of scratching here, some over here. So there's a lot of deep scratches in there. I gotta really get in there and fine tune. And then her head is a little wobbly. So I'm thinking I gotta get some Aves in there or something and kind of just lift it up a bit so it's not hitting this. But I think a little extra strands here and there, make it a little bit messy, will bring the hair together. No, painting does not cover up scratches. No matter if you airbrush it, you go in there with a texture, there'll still be scratches in there. And if your paint is a little bit shiny, you'll see those scratches. These are not light scratches. These are deep scratches. They're in there. Like, let me see. Let me look real quick. So it's kind of hard to see. Alright, let's take off the head so we don't screw this up. Let's put this aside. So if your eyesight is going, because mine always seems, as I get older, seems to get worse and worse, of course. So if you have the head magnifying glasses, there is scratches like right here. So if we hit this with the sandpaper, and then we wipe it off, you can see there is like scratching in there. I don't know how well you guys can see that. So when I say scratches, there's like a couple scratches like right here. There's some scratching in here. So you can kind of almost see, like when you start sanding it down, there's like deeper scratches in there. So you gotta get those out. There's like some deep ones over in here too. So I gotta really get all those cleaned out. And there's a bunch on the legs too. There's some like scratchings around here. So there's a lot in there I gotta really clean up. You really want to try to get it as clean as possible. You don't have to get it like mirror shine buffed out, but you really want to get it as clean as possible. So you know what it is I haven't really used the fine sandpaper on these yet. I've been using the rougher stuff, but I really need to grab a fine one and just kind of get in the sink and just kind of like wet sand it down, get everything cleaned up, do another primer on it and buff it down again, and just really get it cleaned up. It's kind of good too. That's why I use the red putty, because when you start, if you do a lot of the azo with the red, and then you use the gray primer and you sand it down, when you start sanding it down, you start seeing stuff. You'll start seeing like scratches, because the gray primer will stick into the red putty. You see how there's a scratch right there? So it starts to help you see your scratches, and it starts to help fill it up. So that's kind of a good thing of using one color versus a primer different color. It kind of helps you find these things. Still using filler on my Power Girl base here. So by the time I'm done with this sucker, this is gonna definitely work out pretty well. Gonna try to fill this in. And I almost have a Psylocke ready for paint, too. Almost. Almost ready for paint on her. So the reason why this is kind of this old technique that if you do pottery work, so if you ever do pottery work, whenever you want to add clay to clay while you're working on it, you kind of score it. So kind of doing the same thing with the Aves. So this way, every time I put a batch on there, there's a couple scores in there so that Ave sort of sticks into it. What I'll do is I'll get to the point on this base where I sort of have a curve, and then once I work on the Power Girl and I get her leg and everything ready, because this is for the bombshell one, that's a long way off. I'm just kind of doing all this stuff for filler. Then what I could do is I can get her leg and push it into some Aves, because she'll have like the wraps around her leg, and then it'll work out pretty well. But then I'll paint it white and blue and make it look like a cloud again. This piece came off. Alright, I figure I'll show you guys. So next week I'm going to be doing a lot of painting. So I started the chrome process on the Colossus kits. So I'll be working on these next week. Monday, I got to seal all this chrome. Once I seal all the chrome, it's going to get dulled down a bit, so it'll look more like a steel. Once it's all sealed up, because I'm hoping that the hobby store calls me with all my clear coat. And then once I clear all this up, I'm going to start painting these. So I have 2 of these to do. They're humongous. So next week I'll probably be streaming during the days once I like sit down and I get everything prepped up. So Monday I'm going to clear this up. I'm going to get my airbrushes all cleaned up too on Monday. And then during the week I'm going to start working on these. I got to get these done. I got to get them out the door. So the next 2 to 3 weeks I'm going to focus on these and get them done. If I can get these 2 Colossus kits done, I got another 2 kits to do. I got the Apocalypse, and then I have a Nate Ray for my friend. If I could get all this stuff done within the next month or 2, I'll be really ahead of the game. I'm gonna be back on track. So that's kind of where I'm at now. But I'm moving. Long week getting all this stuff prepped up. Yeah, so we got a lot going on. So, alright, I'm going to cut the stream there. Appreciate you guys stopping by. I am going to do some side stuff this weekend, and then hopefully on Monday, like I said, I'll get that stuff done, and then I'll start doing paint streams during the week whenever I get stuff prepped up, ready to go. First, it's get the Colossus's paint up, and then do the Sugarman base. You'll see, they're huge items, but... So you guys have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.